Good morning. It's Friday morning. We're out on the deck office, and we're going to read Acts 28, 1 through 10. After we were brought safely through, we then learned that the island was called Malta. The native people showed us unusual kindness, for they kindled a fire and welcomed us all because it had begun to rain and was cold. When Paul had gathered a bundle of sticks and put them on the fire, a viper came out because of the heat and fastened on his hand. When the native people saw the creature hanging from his hand, they said to one another, "No doubt this man is a murderer. Though he has escaped from the sea, justice has not allowed him to live." He, however, shook off the creature into the fire and suffered no harm. They were waiting for him to swell up or suddenly fall down dead. But when they had waited a long time and saw that no misfortune came to him, they changed their minds and said he was a god. Now in the neighborhood of that place were lands belonging to the chief man of the island, named Publius, who received us and entertained us hospitably for 3 days. It happened that the father of Publius lay sick with fever and dysentery, and Paul visited him and prayed, and putting his hands on him, healed him. And when this had taken place, the rest of the people on the island who had diseases also came and were cured. They honored us greatly, and when we were about to sail, they put on board whatever we needed. So they have shipwrecked in Malta. Now, if you look at a map of the Mediterranean, they went from Cyprus to Crete, and they sailed around Crete, and then the wind changed, and they were trying to land, but they got blown way over there. Way over there, there's, Italy looks like a boot, right? And it's kicking this soccer ball. It's kicking this island, sort of a big triangle island called Sicily. Just under Sicily is this tiny little spot on your map called Malta. It's a very small place, and that's where they shipwrecked. And they'll sail from there up Italy to Rome. So they're not really off course. They've just had this unfortunate 2 weeks in a storm and 2 weeks without much food and 2 weeks of wondering where they were going and what was going on, and then a shipwreck. And so now they're wondering what happens next, and they meet the people who live on Malta, and those people are very nice to them. "Oh, you've been shipwrecked, oh," and they take them in. They light a fire. Paul picks up some firewood to put on the fire, and the heat of the fire drives a snake out of the wood pile, and it bites Paul on the hand, and they think, well, justice has got him. He lived through shipwreck, but snake bite's going to kill him. But he doesn't die, so they say, well, he must be a god. And then, as it turns out, a man who entertains them and hosts them for several days has a sick father, and Paul goes in and prays for him, and he's healed. And so everybody on the island with any disease comes, and Paul prays for them, and they're healed as well. And so he builds a great deal of goodwill, of course, and they give them then whatever they need for the rest of their journey, and put them on a different ship. So it turns out pretty well, and we see that the snake bite, and we have no idea what sort of snake it was, but most snakes are not poisonous, and most snakes are not going to kill you. So it was some snake that bit him, and he flung it off, which is maybe that's the way we should treat a lot of things. Things happen to us that are challenging. Things happen to us that are bad. And instead of freaking out and making a big deal about it, we should just fling them off and move along with our day and with our business and what's going on. Because not everything that's bad is a crisis. And not everything that's that we need to worry about, is worthy of all this ceremony and flutter that we go into with, oh no, we just don't have to be that panicky about things. And Paul is not, oh, snake bit me, flings it off into the fire. Maybe that's the way we should act about bad things that come after us. I don't know, but think about that today, and think about the snakes that come out of your normal routine and try to bite you and hold you back and hold you down and keep you from witnessing to and following the Lord Jesus. Think about that today. I hope that you have a wonderful Friday, and we will see you tomorrow.